There was a statement made today by Brendan Paul that a lot of people are overlooking that's gonna send Diddy to prison for 30 years. What if I told you that Brendan Paul walked in the courtroom with two things on his mind? One thing was trying to tell the truth so he wouldn't mess up his immunity, and the other thing is trying to prove to the world that he was not actually a drug mule. See, a lot of people are thinking because Brendan Paul stood on 10 toes and saying he was not a drug mule, they think that works out good for Diddy and his RICO case. But that's because they don't understand RICO and what's going on. What was established was this. See, whether Brendan Paul believed he was a drug mule or not didn't even matter. He was there to spill beans, and beans were spelt like this. He established that there were other drug dealers that Diddy worked with. Names were One Stop, Guido, Baby Girl, and he said, ooh-wee. See, people have to remember, Brendan Paul comes from a well-to-do family, $1 million homes, and they don't have time to have their son looking like some big drug dealer. So he had to clear his name as far as that goes. But, see, whether he thinks he's a big-time drug mule or not, we all know, and the jury knows, he has been granted immunity for a reason, because he is a criminal that did a criminal act. But that doesn't really matter, y'all, because if drugs are used to maintain control or loyalty in a alleged criminal enterprise, that's problems, and that spells RICO. So check out this statement. Mohawk Diddy actually used Brendan Paul to take drugs. He would use him to test the Tootsie, which was that mix of cocaine or whatever. And the government asked him, did you want to take it? He said, I wanted to prove my loyalty. See, that loyalty statement is gonna go over a lot of people's head because they don't study the rules and the laws. They don't understand the RICO, but I do. Christina Korm helped quarterback these Wild King Nights, which are illegal commercial sex acts, whether you want to believe it or not. And she helped coordinate this with this alleged criminal enterprise through group chats, and Brendan Paul was a part of them. What does that do? That helps establish the chain of command that shows how closely Brendan Paul was connected to Diddy, and that KK, Christina Korm, acted with authority. And another part of the controlled substance aspect of the RICO is this is proven a pattern. Drugs further supported the trafficking, intimidation, conspiracy, whatever. Doesn't matter how much of it was. And did he use the company or enterprise to pay for these drugs and carry them out? According to Brendan, yes. They paid cash from the Gucci bag from Diddy Security and Fahim. Who is Fahim? This is Fahim. He has been called a lot, but Mr. Fix-It. He's Diddy Combs' head of security. He fixed a lot of stuff, meaning a lot of illegal things. But today, he was specifically established that he was in charge of the spending reimbursements of Combs' personal cash expenses, like to buy these drugs and other things and pay for these Wild King Nights. Y'all, even the property manager was responsible for the Astroglide that was provided at these freak-offs. I'm sure most property managers you know are responsible for making sure the grass cut and maintenance, but not Diddy's. There were even shared documents that Brendan Paul and KK and Diddy all shared in order to know what to buy for these Wild King Nights, aka freak-offs. Another thing that was proven today, Brendan Paul bought and trafficked drugs for Diddy using fake aliases, paid for those drugs, like I said, using the Gucci bags and security, and everybody worked together to clean up these commercial sex acts. Another aspect that was proven that makes this whole drug and freak-off thing tied into a RICO is that the conduct was tied to an enterprise, which is Sean Combs Global, or Bad Boy, and it was a structured group or organization that carried it out. So Brendan Paul accomplished two things today. He saved his family name a little bit, but most importantly, he established Freako Rico for itty bitty Mohawk Diddy Smalls with the Tootsie Roll. And I like it. What have I told you?